forward. So this is really our first presentation since our ICO is live. We're extremely excited, and we just wanted to recap what's been going on for the last 2 to 3 weeks. We'll start with a quick presentation, and then we'll be happy to take all your questions. You can put your questions down on the YouTube chat channel, or you can put it in our Telegram channel from which we can answer. Just to start off, again, AXenS, just in summary, is a very advanced business-to-business platform through a blockchain framework. We're looking to do both supply chain finance as well as distributed trade services. We are looking to provide innovative, flexible, and accessible trade finance, as well as an extremely transparent and traceable supply chain management process. As such, I think we are looking to fulfill a need, especially within the emerging market arena, in terms of small and medium enterprises lacking all the necessary funding in terms of exporting their goods. And we think using non-traditional parameters in terms of credit assessment, we'll be able to fill in that credit gap, as well as improve and make more efficient the actual supply chain process. Our video, I guess, I'll let you guys see the video in your own time. It's on your YouTube channel. It's 2.5 minutes long, very comprehensive. So I will skip over that for now. Again, as I said, our ICO is live. You can see below the address through which you can actually access our ICO. You can go to our website, which is AXenS.io, and actually access the ICO background platform through our website. And if you want to go directly to the ICO platform, you have the address here also. So currently, there's a 25% bonus for subscription, 60 days left for our ICO. It started on the 23rd of May, and will go on until the end of July. So please go in and make yourself acquainted with the actual platform, and eventually, of course, we'll be pleased if you join us as an investor within AXenS. Again, just to go back, the opportunity set in which the AXenS business is looking to address, and this is where we're so excited about our business prospects, is, as you can see, the world map. I've shown this before. It shows the small and medium enterprises across emerging market countries, and the lack of funding that they have. In essence, close to 50% of existing small medium enterprises are lacking funding. And we are trying to address a certain portion of this through our platform, in terms of being able to access the appropriate data through our traceability and transparency functionalities in our blockchain and then our AXenS platform, and thus probably have a better advantage than existing banks, which are less interested in doing the additional effort in terms of lending and being able to secure the necessary collateral. This is a chart which I will let you look at in your own time, but really it shows the difference between the traditional financing which currently exists and what we're looking to do in terms of a transactional data-driven finance, whereby we would have much more granularity in terms of how we assess whether or not to extend trade finance to different seekers. As we go forward, we can look at the next chart, which shows us essentially the advantages between supply for both the supplier and the buyer with regards to extending financing and how it would make the process a lot more fluid. I'll let you look at this chart and digest it. In essence, what we are looking to do is take it from the left side, which is the traditional part, the traditional chart of a supply chain management framework currently. And what we're looking to do really is what's on the right side. So through the platform, we are looking to simplify the process that you see on the left side in terms of having one place of truth where all the stakeholders within the supply chain finance, actually within the supply chain finance and the physical supply chain framework also will be able to interact with one platform, in this case, AXenS, and be able to have one place where both the assessing the veracity of different documents, payments, and other transactions are done through the blockchain and proof of work concept within a private blockchain. In summary, you see what AXenS is right here. On the left side, you have essentially advantages of our platform, the accessibility in terms of connecting across all the different stakeholders who's in the supply chain process, velocity through which we can settle different transactions, and this is where our AXenS cryptocurrency comes into play also. Transparency, again, a complete real-time traceability and immutability, so people cannot change different documents that are presented, much less chance of tampering with documents, and of course cost, a low operational and transactional cost within the platform. On the left side, on the right side, I apologize, you can see what we offer, trade finance loans, which are accessible and bespoke, other advantages which we have on this platform and which we're extremely proud of is in terms of providing both liquidity and accessibility to trade finance loans. We have a secondary loan market, and syndication, which is essentially crowdfunding for sizes which traditional banks would shy away from. So smaller sizes in terms of participating in high risk deals with high payoffs, but multiple lenders can come in together in terms of exercising that particular transaction. And of course, an effective collateral management system will be in place also on our platform. These are charts. We will place the presentation on the our website as well as on our channel. But it really shows you the difference between the current fiat currencies to the more prominent cryptocurrencies that are out there, and what we plan to do with AXenS, AXS, which is the current currency token, which is for which we're conducting our initial coin offering. Again, the initial one actually showed your technology, and this one is our currency, which are really intertwined. Where we stand out really is our flexibility in terms of really trying to have both the attributes of both blockchain frameworks and our flexibility in terms of how we can attain a critical mass of transactions and activity through our blockchain. Again, advantages of blockchain within the supply chain process. I think we've somewhat gone through this: traceability, compliance, flexibility, and stakeholder management. More advantages, I'll let you go through it, but it really is other permutations of what I just shown before. One additional thing which really stands out here are smart contracts and the utilization of it for letters of credit, say, etc., in terms of both facilitating the process through conditional smart contracts, which can instigate payment or other actions. Our ICO terms. All right, here symbol is AXenS. Our technology is actually X based on top of Hyperledger, which is the IBM blockchain technology. Our hard cap is $50 million. A soft cap of $5 million. Investment is extremely flexible through our platform again, which can be accessed from our website, AXenS.io. The currencies that we accept, cryptocurrencies, are Stellar, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and Litecoin. Both transfer and credit cards are also feasible. The currencies that we're looking at are dollars, euro, sterling, Swiss francs, and the Aussie dollar. So on that note, we also wanted to tell you that we have had excellent ratings in the rating agencies. So we are extremely happy with the results and the assessment of other professionals and influencers out there. We were also voted in the top 3 of Track ICO in their weekly pollings. And on the left side, you can see that some of the prominent rating agencies have us up there. Our 1-year roadmap, left side is the technical development, right side business. So we will have time to go through this next week when we have another Q&A and presentation session where we'll have both the technical and business team presenting along with me. But I will let you take a look at it. Actual examples of transactions. Again, what we have here really is different ways of how we would apply the actual framework and the platform, and where we can use it. So different examples. This is an iron ore example in terms of the lack of financing between delivery at the port and delivery at the warehouse of the actual buyer. So there's the shipping and everything that comes in between. There's that financing gap which the seller doesn't have and the buyer isn't willing to present. So it's in those types of forms that AXenS can come in. Multiple other examples. We can apply it in performance bonds, warehouse financing, pre-financing in some cases. In this particular case, the pre-financing would come in terms of refining a copper cathode or copper ore into copper cathode, actually. Despite having a purchase order, the buyer had a conditionality that it needed to be refined. The seller did not have the financing to do it. This is where AXenS can come in, knowing that there's a purchase order in place, and also that the actual commodity can be used as a collateral, and hence we can come in and both finance it and facilitate the supply chain process. Partnerships, we have multiple partnership in place, so day one business is guaranteed. Past and current partners we have below. We are actually missing a few that we have added since, and will be updated for next week. A very good development that we also have is a partnership with an exchange. Crypto Bono Exchange is now our partner, and we will be listed following our ICO on the Crypto Bono exchange, which is actually going live today. And I would recommend that you take a look at it. State-of-the-art exchange with whom we're now partners. Just quickly, I wanted to go through as a last set of slides, pair of slides, is our ICO platform in terms of how you can subscribe to AXenS tokens. It's very quick and very efficient. So I am going to give you a very quick run through from our website, www.AXenS.io. If you click on join and purchase AXenS tokens, you will come to the screen you see here at your top left. From there, you create a login, or you can directly log in with your Google credentials. That will take you to the description page, whereby you can see both the days that are left. You can subscribe to our newsletter, and then in essence here you would press the contribute button to get your KYC done. Essentially, a couple of screens of know your customer, where in order to, we have been extremely careful in terms of being compliant with the different regulations geographically and across their jurisdictions. So you would provide us with an ID, as well as a proof of residence, a utility bill, or some sort of health insurance, credit card bill, just to prove location of residence. 2 screens of just filling out your basic ID requirements, as well as final KYC terms and agreements. Following that, very straightforward, you go to our contribution screen. As I said before, multiple currencies through which cryptocurrencies that are accepted: Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Stellar, as well as the different currencies. Choice of a currency, after which you'll be required to enter a Stellar address. Since we are doing our ICO on a Stellar platform, a Stellar cryptocurrency address is required. That is where you will receive your AXenS tokens once they're issued. Very easy to create one. You can, if you do not have one, you can click where the arrow is. That will take you to another page where you, within a few clicks, you can create a Stellar token. Having created a Stellar token, you put the public key where it asks you here, essentially the receiving address. From there, the next screen is where you put in the details of payment. Following that, it's just a matter of confirmation, and you are done. So that essentially brings us to the end of the presentation. Any additional information or questions, you can reach us at our Telegram channel or our Twitter channel that you see right here. So now I will open it to questions. You can ask questions through our YouTube channel on the right side where you see the chat screen, or across or through our Telegram channel, our Telegram chat channel. So feel free to ask any questions you have. Okay, our first question is regards to implementation of the actual platform. So with regards to that, the actual platform itself, we have hired a CTO who's extremely knowledgeable with regards to Hyperledger, which is the IBM blockchain, as well as in essence being in the blockchain era for several years. We're in the process of starting the initial infrastructure. The overall framework will comprise an SAP backend. The UI will be a web interface front end, and obviously the brain and the engine of the platform will be technology, as well as Hyperledger of IBM. Okay, with regard to partnerships, it's funny because I was preparing to answer this one anyway. Yes, so we continue to gain quite a few partnerships. Actually, one of our partners just commented on YouTube, Lincoln Dukram, which runs an oil services company. Others are, and his partner Zion also just made a comment. Thank you, guys. Other partners, as I told you, are exchanges which have come on board. Several other small and medium enterprises are in the process of we're in the process of partnering up with several SMEs, as I said. Next question is with regards to how's the ICO the ICO, well, it's been a week since we've started the ICO, so we're in the process of observing how things are going forward. We're extremely happy with our platform and our outreach, and I know we have put an ambitious goal in terms of the $50 million that we want to raise, but we're hoping that with the great momentum and interest that there is in this project, that we will get there. We have great followership, over 37,000 people on Telegram, 9,000 on Twitter. So we're, a couple of thousand across the other social media platforms. So, we believe we've created a strong community, and now the effort is in terms of conversion and their belief in following us through this project, which we're starting to see. Okay, so I'll take one or two more questions. All right, so our next one is which markets are you looking to work in? SMEs, as I said, in emerging market countries. If you recall from the presentation, there's over $1 trillion financing gap within the space, and hence with regards to financing, and we'd be extremely happy to get a very, very small portion of that with regards to the key target market that we're looking at. Having said that, as we grow the project and we attain a critical mass, does not mean that we cannot address other markets. With regards to products, we're product agnostic. We're more biased towards a transactional framework in terms of being able to look at the different criterias and not just your traditional parameters in terms of working capital, balance sheet, and so forth, so that we can take advantage of a particular scenario or transactional framework until we can extract the advantages of blockchain from it. Okay, there's one or two other questions, but they are somewhat similar to the ones that, okay, we have one more. Yeah, so I believe I just answered a question from one of our future partners and associates, Alexander Luca, with regards to the geographies and the actual markets that we are trading. Okay, let me just check Telegram if there's any more things I need to answer. I think we are done. Okay, one last question on collateral management. How do we foresee in terms of managing collateral management on the platform? That's an excellent question. Again, there's different approaches. First and foremost, we have to look at the type of collateral and the liquidity of the collateral, and that would and the function of what level of collateral would be needed will be on the type and liquidity of the actual collateral being pledged. Following that, there's also continuous assessment of that value of the collateral, as well as both in terms of custodianship, and if needed, how do we address the repossession of collateral, and if needed, in terms of how do we cash it out. We have an extensive paper that we've put out on this, but generally speaking, as I said, we will have a dynamic management of the collateral, both in terms of the different liquidity prospects that it has, and also we will have third-party agents which will specialize in both in terms of taking over collateral in a secondary market and exercising natural collateral while addressing the lender's concerns and credit concerns early on. I think our session for today. Thank you very much for being part of it, and I hope to see you all next week around the same time. And in the meantime, feel free to go onto our website and our ICO platform and joining us in terms of being holders of AXenS tokens, with which we hope to transform global trade going forward. Thank you very much. And thank you.